Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Saglitch, aka Sag. Today I'm bringing you a vacation recap that's happened over this past month. With everything going on, and this week being the first week that we actually, as teachers, were able to go in and start putting stuff up for our classroom. I wanted to take a second before we get into the swing of things, before school started doing all this crazy stuff, to take a step back and recap and relive some of the fun that we had over the vacation that we took. And just a heads up, this might be a little bit of a prolonged video. Everything in the bottom will have a timestamp, so if you want to kind of skip through it, I understand. I'm originally from the North Carolina-South Carolina border. After graduating college, my parents had to move from North Carolina 15 miles down to South Carolina, but they have been there ever since I was out of college. I only get to see them about 3 times a year, if that. So I always take a summer vacation to go see them. We had my wife and Andre with us, so let's get into the recap. On Thursday, July 1st, it was the first day of the vacation that we left to go see my parents. My wife wanted to start the vacation off early. She wanted to leave the house by 5 a.m. This was actually the closest time that we met that mark. We actually ended up leaving at 5:20 in the morning. This was because that we did most of our packing the day before. We got a soft top and was able to put everything on top of the car and get it loaded and ready the prior day. That morning, all we really needed to do, get like the little last bit of things that we needed. I personally only needed to finish up my bathroom pack, also get everything loaded up into my backpack, so the camera, stabilizer, and the computer, and we went. With that soft top carrier I mentioned before, this was possibly our most comfortable drive yet. The dogs and Andre were in the back, and my wife and I were in the front. We got a couple things to help us along the way, like the inside garbage can and a couple of the other things to help us kind of maintaining the room that we have and making the most out of what we could do inside the car. So at 5:20 in the morning, we got into the car, we loaded up, made sure to get gas the night before, and we made our 8-hour journey from Orlando, Florida, all the way to Emmons, South Carolina. I spent the first 4 hours from roughly 5:20 to basically 9:30 sleeping the entire way. My wife did a very good job of making things comfortable inside the car, as I said earlier. And finally, about the midway mark, my wife finally tapped me, woke me up, made sure that I was aware of where we are and how much trip we have left. And then we switched and I drove the rest of the way. When we got to my parents' house, obviously we unloaded the car and somehow I kind of tweaked my back, but it was probably lugging that heavy suitcase full of 3 people's clothing in one suitcase up the stairs, because we have a little loft that my wife and I usually sleep in. So lugging that in kind of tweaked my back, so had to take it easy the next couple of days, but unfortunately wasn't smart enough to preset my camera or ask my wife to film any of the way up. There's really no footage there. After getting hurt and kind of tweaking my back, there really wasn't much that I was able to do. I kind of limited myself with what I could do the next couple of days. And Friday, July 2nd, I kind of pushed into that whole recuperation day. It takes a little bit of time regardless, even if I didn't hurt my back, to kind of get back into things. When people fly, they always talk about being jet lag. Well, when people drive, you get sore and uncomfortable. And guys, I'm a big guy, so it takes a little bit. I take a little bit more room and it takes a little bit more time getting back to my regular self. Had to grab a couple of things that we forgot. Obviously, you don't always bring everything that you need. Sometimes you forget a couple things. So we decided to take a little journey, kind of a detour, to help Andre realize where I grew up and some of the things that I endured and went through when I was a kid. We ended up driving to see my elementary school, to see the playground that we always played on. Ended up going all the way down to my old house, which was completely different. A little bit weird, that childhood home looking completely different what it did when you grew up. And then we actually ended up driving by the high school and driving around the entire perimeter of it and just kind of enjoying the things that and showing where I grew up, because I'm a proud person. I believe that it helped shape who I am today, and I'm happy with who I am today. So why not share that with someone who might not ever experience something like that? While we were going around, my excitement kind of kept creeping up, and needless to say, when I talked to Andre, he was a little less enthused about all of it. While we were driving around on Friday, I remembered that every 4th of July in my hometown, there was always a 4th of July celebration on Main Street. Well, guys, if you know the whole old school, like literally one street town, we have one light, we have one high school for the entire county. Backwoods, North Carolina, you encounter some of that. Some of you guys will never know what that's like. Some of you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. I realized that there was a 4th of July celebration on Main Street, and I asked my wife, should we go to that? It could be something fun, not only for us, but for the little guy tagging along with us. When I got back to my parents' house, I looked up the information on the main page of the town's website, and it was going to be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It was a whole day celebration, 12 hours. There would be this huge fireworks celebration like there always was. This was surprising because COVID still have, be careful with COVID going out. You can't just live a sheltered life the rest of your life. Things are starting to open up now, and it's your decision whether you want to put yourself at risk or not. And you still have those precautions. You got face masks that you can wear, the 6 feet distancing. But we also wanted to make sure that Andre had a lot of fun stuff. And so we decided to stop by. We got the wristband so that he can use it from 10 to 2. You paid basically $20 for unlimited rides, which was really fun for him because what 9-year-old just wants to walk around and look at stuff? First ride, I gotta say, Andre's a little bit more adventurous than I am. First ride was a little tilt-a-whirl, but it was a race car thing. I'm not sure you guys will hear it in the background that I started freaking out. Go ahead and show you guys some of the fun things that he endured.
Oh my gosh. Just chilling. I figure everything would be blurry.
Even though it's a small town USA, small town North Carolina, when I first moved from where I came from down to here, there was a lot of people hearing how I talk, and now it's a little different because my accent's gone a little bit, but people all of a sudden had all these stereotypical things to say to me. Fact of the matter is, it's not really like that where I grew up. We actually had our first negative experience when Andre was trying to get on the bull ride, which was a fake bull where the person that was operating it, kind of took it easy because it's kids. There was a waiver to sign, and we waited our turn in line. There were a couple kids in front of us. waited patiently. And when it was Andre's turn to go, he went in and the lady was like, yo, where's your parents? You got to sign this, whatever. I looked at her and I said, hey, we're taking care of them. We can sign it for them. And he goes, I don't know if the lady didn't hear me or she just wasn't paying attention, whatever it is. He goes to go in after I said that, and she says, hey, wait, I need a parent to sign. And finally I turned, I was like, ma'am, we are taking care of him. We can sign this for him. She kind of like looked at us, and then the cognitive wheels started turning, and finally she was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry about that. So many kids try to get on without parent signature. Well, come on now. I get what you're going with. It was a nice try to save yourself kind of thing. But we both know what she was kind of getting at. Regardless of all that, we didn't let it stop us from having a good time.
Ready? Yeah.
Great place, you always approach.
We actually stopped by for lunch for the Mexican restaurant that I always went to after Friday night games. And actually, every Friday night that I wasn't doing sports that we went to, my parents and I, it was a tradition growing up. And we actually stopped by for lunch, which was nice seeing the place. It was nice seeing how it changed, how it was all the same. In fact, before we left and called it a day, we stopped by and got Andre a piece of jewelry because he accidentally broke his chain when he was first here, and we wanted to make sure that he got that chain back, or a chain similar to it, so that he can enjoy that piece of jewelry that he likes to wear. Once we got back to my parents' house that afternoon, we put on the sunscreen, we went out to the pool, and we enjoyed hours of time out by the pool. You guys will see this become a theme at my parents' house. We go by the pool all the time. Later that night, there was a little bit of a fireworks pre-celebration, I guess it was. And I figured there would be, because not a lot of people are gonna put fireworks out on the Sunday when they can have that Saturday to actually be awesome and enjoy. So that was pretty cool to watch. So Sunday, 4th July, our nation's Independence Day. Funny story. It's also my middle sister-in-law's birthday. So we had to take a second out of our time for dinner, and it's a family traditions on my wife's side to always call the people and FaceTime them and sing happy birthday to the person who they are enjoying. It happens to me, happens to my wife, happens to both sisters, and even the dogs get celebrated with. So there was that. We actually took time to call her to make sure she was having a good day, enjoying her birthday, but also taking time to celebrate our nation's Independence Day from England. Another day of swimming. Grilling out. Even though we saw some fireworks on Saturday, we also saw them again on Sunday. So I guess Saturday was kind of like that premature, that day before the day. But there were multiple places around my parents' house that were setting off fireworks. There was the neighbor who set them off the Saturday night. There was a fire station down the road. And on the other end, sorry, I know I'm pointing, but to kind of give you guys reference points so where we were looking, there was the neighbor, there was the fire station, and then over there on the other side was people on the hill setting off fireworks. And they would be a lot better if there wasn't so much in between time. But it's nice to be able to sit by the pool late at night and enjoy not just sparklers, but sit down, put your legs in the water, and enjoy the fireworks that are going on around us.
Look at those ones.
Oh. Those had a certain part.
Those are so cool. It's like they're moving. Look, it's gonna be moving. Oh, that was the best part. Look at that. What if one fell in there? And the destroyed it side of the show more fireworks. Where are those going? Ooh, a headshot.
Ooh.
Oh, that was cool. Even in that was a fun.
Whoa.
Oh my god! That's my favorite part out of all.
I like those. Ooh, those are big.
And making the fireworks demolish it.
That's a pretty good one. He doesn't stop.
He's demolishing novelty.
Whoa.
Oh, those are pretty.
They're 203 degrees. Aren't some fireworks 240 degrees? Oh, look at those. Ah,
Pretty.
explode already.
Not all of them explode, bud.
That looks like a Roman candle.
Pretty.
It's so much of them going up. Oh, I saw lightning, I think.
No, you
There's
didn't.
some behind the building there.
Look at the water. It's pretty. The reflection.
Oh.
He said, do you have any silent ones?
You'll be over near the grass when you do it.
Not scary.
It's not scary at all.
So you just hold it straight and then
Yeah.
it's just gonna pop?
Just don't have it close to you.
Shaking.
Don't shake.
You'll be
It's not gonna
fine.
hurt you. Just give it a second.
Oh.
Monday, July 5th was pretty eventful. One of the all-time things, the staples of when we go to see my parents' house and see my parents for vacation, we always go to the local bowling alley. And I always look for the deals. The deal was on Monday was probably the best deal out of the entire week. $8 for 2 hours of bowling, including rental fees for shoes. And so Amanda, Andre, and I decided to go have some fun for $24 plus tax, which for 2 hours of stuff, it's not that bad. It's really not. The rest of the week was kind of filling up because there were certain things that we really wanted to do while we were out there. So we wanted to make sure that we had some fun on those days that we didn't have anything planned. Well, once we were at the bowling alley, my competitive side came out a little bit. It's not more so competitive with my wife or with Andre. It was more so competitive with myself. I always want to kind of set myself up to better myself. And so the first game wasn't too bad. It was like the mid 90s. And then the next time was like the mid to higher 100s. And then on top of that, went down a little bit. So we played, I believe, a total of 3 games.
Even get bumped.
We support you.
Got the hair off of that thing.
On the way home, we decided to stop by Target. The main goal of that was my wife always searches the dollar bins and area at the very front where you can do a lot of teacher supply stuff. On the way out, Andre has hinted at wanting to start a YouTube channel. He's hinted at wanting to make videos with me. He knows that I make videos. He doesn't always watch them because I tell him, it's not the most appropriate. But we decided to stop by the little section at Target, not the gift card section, but the Pokemon, the card section, and decided to get some Pokemon cards. We filmed later when we got home, we filmed that first video with him, and it's been up on my channel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a second to put the card here right at the top right so you guys can see his. And then at the top left, we're going to show mine. But we decided to get him 2 packs because that was the most you can get. Did not realize how crazy. I knew Pokemon was having another resurgence, but did not realize how limited you were and stuff that you got. So we picked up 1 pack of the Chilling Reign small pack of cards, and then we got a Battle V deck. Did not realize that it showed everything on the back of that, but really enjoyed doing the card opening. I actually enjoy opening cards. It's kind of like on Madden when you hit those little packs and you open them up. You guys can see the behind the scenes with that. Had a lot of fun videoing it. Had fun, getting everything ready to go for that. And it was just a fun time just goofing off and having a good laugh. I'm going to give you a countdown like this. 2, 1. And I'm going to put down, take a breath.
You didn't just flick it off, did you?
No. 3, 2, 1, and then put it down.
He normally does that.
Because I know I'm going to look at it later and be mad at myself. All right, you ready? Okay, you can count it down, but start from 5. So do boom, boom.
3, 2, 1.
All right, now settle. Look at the camera. Let's make sure it's good. Tuesday, July 6th. Unfortunately, when it comes to vacation and it comes to leading up to vacations, you kind of stop worrying about your diet and stop worrying about what you eat. Now, while you're on vacation, a lot of people splurge and don't care about their diet. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury where I can just do that, and I was really dumb. As you guys may have noticed or have seen my videos before, I suffer from gout, which is basically where you eat very fatty foods sometimes, and the foods and the fats inside them can crystallize and form little crystals inside your feet, your knees, your elbows. I've only had it in my feet and knees, but when it happens, it's horrible. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a crutch with me. I didn't foresee that being an issue. Kind of had to be laid up the entire day. Wasn't ideal because that day we planned to go to Chimney Rock and visit the area and just kind of climb up and down the different stairs and do the different trails up there and enjoy that time. But things happen where you don't really foresee, but at the same time, it's my own idiotic problem. And I was kind of upset with myself that I limited my wife and Andre a day of vacation. While we were kind of incapacitated for the day, we decided to take time to play the Nintendo Switch, which my wife was nice enough to bring with us. She was nice enough to bring the part that you hook up to the TV. And we played a lot of Mario Kart and Mario Deluxe. There's little pictures in there of us enjoying it, but not really anything too crazy to write about.
Pikachu, get ready for death.
During the pre-planned portion of this trip, we have always wanted to make a day for my wife to see her childhood friend growing up. She is actually the godmother of all 5 of her friends' kids. I am actually the godfather of one of those children. We decided to meet up in a local park. It was actually a really nice park. It was surprisingly awesome. It was a really nice area, never heard of it. If you guys are ever in North Carolina, in the Gastonia area, you should definitely look up Martha Rivers Park. After traveling for about an hour from my parents' house, it felt like the hottest day ever. And of course, we picked it to go outside in a park. The park included 4 outdoor trails, multiple different sports fields. So there were 3 soccer fields, 3 baseball/softball fields. There was 1 volleyball court. There was an entire playground that was really nice for the little kids. And that playground had sections for smaller kids, for medium kids. They even had a sand pit out front. What was really cool about that was the fact that that playground that I just mentioned was made strictly from wood. It was like one of those wooden playgrounds. Even more importantly, it was donated by people from the area, and it was built by people who volunteered their time and efforts to make something nice for the people in that area. As I mentioned before, my wife's childhood friend has 5 kids, and the initial meet and greet was a little overwhelming for Andre. There was a lot of kids there, but of course, it was all hugs. It was all, us seeing the kids, ask them how they were, getting to see them once again is awesome feeling. Andre actually he kind of lightened up, and he kind of started actually playing around and not being so scared or so nervous about meeting people. While we're hanging out, kids get a little tired, they get a little bored sometimes when they don't have like set schedules and set things to do. So of course the boys come over and they're like, hey, sir, grab the football and went out to one of the open field. We opened up with two-hand touch. When I say that Andre was the most athletic out of all of them, it might have been the understatement of the world. But the one thing that I wanted to do is one of the girls wanted to play, and I wanted to encourage her to join in because you guys know me, and if you know me in real life, you know that I'm all about equality and I'm all about encouraging others. And I wanted to make sure that she felt included. But once we got on the field, it was kind of like one of those like, I don't really want to play. And so I'm never going to push something on the people, but I will always encourage people to try to join in. Once she said no, I was good with it. Shout out to the girl, Ray Ray, who took these pictures. I didn't even realize she was taking them. They came out pretty good, pretty clean. And it basically got out to be the one-on-one that basically Dominic versus Andre came out. And there were a couple good pictures. It was nice to see some athleticism from both of them. But after that, I decided to play some freeze tag. All the kids were involved except for the smallest one. He obviously can't play. It's pretty interesting to watch. Those kids that play, but they don't really want to follow the rules and they kind of cheat. That was what was going on multiple times. Once some time passed and everybody was getting hungry, it's kind of getting to the point where we needed to take a break no matter what. We decided to all go to McDonald's, and hey, shout out to those McDonald's workers over there. They did not know what was about to happen. You had 5 kids of my wife's friend. You had my wife's friend, so that's 6. You had the 2 kids that she was taking care of, so that's 8. And then you had the 1 kid that she was babysitting, so that's 9. Plus the 3 of us, that's 12. So imagine 12 people, mostly kids, and mostly kids who are loud, coming into your establishment and wanting all this food.
Oh, I want that one.
You can use your own half cut, right?
You don't know that.
Yeah.
My turn.
You have to download them up.
Hayden, what are you doing?
Being silly because he's tired.
What are you doing?
Be careful.
So shout out to those workers for understanding. Shout out for the other people out there who had to endure it. Hey guys, I know you're not watching, but I understand how annoying that can be at times. After we were done, we went back to the park. We had some fun. They played freeze tag again. We enjoyed some time and just talking and whatnot. But it was really good seeing them. I know my wife really needed it. She hadn't seen her childhood best friend in like over a year. We used to teach those kids. They used to go to the school that we taught at. We used to see 3 of them every single day. And it was kind of rough on us not being able to see them and not being able to make that connection that we used to have. It was nice seeing my goddaughter and actually experiencing how much she's grown up and how great she is. I know for a fact that my wife enjoyed seeing her 5 godchildren. Definitely spend some time because we miss them a lot. Try not to get so sentimental on you guys. This is Thursday, July 8th. The plan was always to go home on Saturday, so we wanted to make sure that Friday we wanted to make sure that we were going to enjoy my mom's birthday, even though it had been celebrated a couple of days early because her birthday's on actually July 12th. We wanted to go and actually get her some things to make sure that she understood that we appreciate her, we haven't forgot about her, and we wanted to actually get her some things that she could use and she would enjoy while on her birthday. She's retired now. She's had a bunch of surgeries to help her, from all the suffering that she had to put up with while working. And so we wanted to make things a little bit better. We wanted her to enjoy the gifts that she did. And one of her favorite things to do is read. My parents are like super old school, and my mom even more so than my dad. With my mom's favorite thing to do be reading, I started looking up books by the authors that I knew that she loved. I started sending pictures and links to these books that I knew, or authors that I knew my mom loved, to my wife. And then after a little bit of snooping around in my mom's room, we realized that 2 of the books I chose she already had. So it kind of had to scrap that idea and start looking at the ones that she wanted. So we ended up getting her 5 whole books. I picked out 2. My wife picked out 3. Actually, my wife picked out 2. And my mom basically told us the one that she wanted. So those books, as they're listed right here: Piece of My Heart by Mary Higgins Clark, which was picked by me; Kiss the Girls and Make Them Cry by Mary Higgins Clark, picked by me; Best Kept Secrets by Sandra Brown, which I'm not sure who picked that; The Black Swan of Paris by Karen Roberts, which was my mom's pick; and then lastly, one by Amanda for a fact, is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. We got a couple other things at Barnes & Noble, but for that, I have a much more appreciation of how much books are, because we spent over $100 just on my mom. My wife got a couple books that she wanted to read. We were trying to get Andre a book. We've been working with him with math and reading, the 2 main subjects of school that we want him to be focused in. And shout out to the guy, the worker there named Kyle. He told us that he was in the process of either being a middle school or high school history teacher. So if you're working on the process, man, I feel you, because your boy's a teacher as well. Graduated with a history degree, but work in math. He was super helpful in finding a book to read, and we chose actually a graphic novel. That way it was not too wordy. It's a great story so far, that what we have read, but it was actually easy enough to where a lot of the harder words Andre can sound out. Kyle definitely went above and beyond picking that book out and helping us find it. And one of the things that kind of entice Andre to make sure that he's paying attention, he's getting through this book, is that the rule is, if he gets through the book and we go back each day and talk about what's happening, he can answer the questions that we read, he gets 100 plus Pokemon cards at the end. The book actually is called Video Games Ate My Homework. That's a new one, because you know the excuse, the dog ate my homework. No. Video Games Ate My Homework, and is a book by Dustin Hanson. But my wife, she also picked out 2 books while we were there, and then one more book if we get a younger kid while we're fostering, to kind of connect with them as well. While we were out getting books, we decided to stop by a store called Five Below. If you guys don't know Five Below, technically it should be called 10 Below, because there were definitely some prices in there that were above $5. But it is a great place if you are a teacher trying to find prizes, if you're a kid going to a dorm room and you need certain things. There's a couple of things in there that shout out to that being what it is, because we picked up a couple of things. And like I said, Andre wanted to do the whole YouTube thing. He wanted to become a social media presence. So one of the things I saw that I've done with my wife in the past was a soda challenge. Not so much soda where it is. This time we picked up a ton of candy, being Swedish Fish, Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Mike and Ike, Warheads, just all these crazy things that we thought would be fun. And then one other thing that we picked up was the Bean Boozled challenge, which my wife and I did 3rd generation challenge way before, and we never ever filmed it. We filmed this one, and guys, I gotta tell you, if you don't have to ever buy it, don't, because it was the most disgusting thing. Some of those things in there were the worst things that I've ever tasted. But another card right here at the top, that will give you, if you click on that, that will definitely bring you to that video. We also got some things to help with sports things, and not just sports, but activities. We got 2 dice that were like a 20 roll, And it basically every single part of it has activities that we are going to be doing. Some of them 15, some of them 30. I picked up some circles, like some hula hoop kind of looking things for football and whatnot to kind of help with some of the activities. And not just for him, but for me too, because boy, I used to be in shape. Not like the shape like I was an all-star athlete, all Madden, all NFL, like I had a six-pack. But your boy did go to college and played some football here and there. Actually, every year there. I did used to rock a four-pack, and if you guys don't know, and if you're not laughing yet, a four-pack is what big guys get instead of a six-pack. Talking about foods, one of the things I didn't know existed, I knew of the combinations but didn't know existed. We got these popcorn mix and matches, and what it is basically it was popcorn with Twix grinded up into it, and then it was popcorn and Oreo, which we haven't had the Oreo yet, but the Twix was pretty good. Friday, July 9th, our last full day in South Carolina. Birthday, I told you guys from Thursday we bought all the books. Well, we decided that we would actually sit there and get a cake, and my mom enjoyed the cake that I got for my birthday. So we decided to get her the same thing for the Publix in that area. My wife asked my mom when the last time she got candles for her birthday, and my mom couldn't even tell her. In my family, it's not that we don't love each other. It's not that we don't show each other respect and love. It's just we don't go crazy about gifts and about celebrations. We just kind of let them happen and we get what we want during that time. So my wife was nice enough to order my mom some balloons and a cake, and we picked it up. We put everything that we got her the day before in a birthday present. The smile that we got from her was definitely the one where it says it's the thought that counts, but in reality, you could tell she really enjoyed celebrating that day. I love my mom to death. She's one of the sweetest ladies I know, and she deserves to have that celebration, even though we don't have a lot of time that we can go there those days and enjoy it with her. But at the very least, I made sure to call her again on her actual birthday to wish her a happy birthday, and you could still see the balloons in the background. So definitely one for a little check mark for my wife, doing a great job.
Chocolate. Lighter. You can do it a little bit lighter.
A little bit that way more. Wrong way.
Oh, that's a big one. That's a good one.
It's not often you get to eat delicious cake from Publix, you know?
Publix.
It's not often.
Okay, do you want any?
Yes, I want these two.
Chocolate and vanilla, okay.
I'm sorry, Eugene.
But after that, we spent the rest of the day basically swimming a little bit. We did wash, we did our laundry, repacked our bags and whatnot. And so went outside, fight and tangle with the soft top to get it back up and then pack everything back in it. That way we can basically do what we did July 1st on Thursday morning, just grab the last little bit of things and head on out. Last but not least, the last technical day of vacation, July 10th, we spent most of the day in the car, just like July 1st. Didn't get a lot of stuff, but this time I was smart enough to make sure that I took the time out to video us passing state borders, video us in the car, whatnot. we just kind of got home in the afternoon and we passed out. I had a nice relaxing day, and unfortunately I uploaded all the pictures. I finally organized them to what day fits what and what time and whatnot. It took me a little bit longer than what I expected, but at the same time I wanted to do it right by me. I wanted to do it right by my wife, right by Andre, right by my family, and take time to actually enjoy. So guys, if this video was a little bit too long, I understand what you're saying. I just wanted to take time to let you guys know that I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for the channel. I appreciate you guys wanting to listen to me ramble on and see the pictures and enjoy the little bit of life that I can share with you. If you have been watching it, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys would share with me some of the things that you guys do while on vacation. If you are still here, you're the real MVPs. Give me a little bit of thumbs up in the comment section. I'll see what I can do for you guys. But as always, leave a like if you did, comment if you want, subscribe if you haven't. And if you haven't done so yet, let me tell you something. Hope you have a great day, great week, great month, and great year. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Hope you guys are having vacations. I know school's coming around for you guys that are students. For you guys that aren't students, you've been grinding it all year long. I hope you guys are getting a nice break when you're able to take it. I'm logging out. Salute and peace.